Yeah. 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 Hello everybody, I hope you're well. Good news, a solution has been found to our problem that was thrown at us at the end of the last episode. If you haven't seen that, by all means go back and watch it. This is the video that you're looking for. But the bad news is, for those of you who have watched that video, that we're looking forward to a piling video, there will be no piling video. And why that is good news is because we no longer need piling due to the magic of research and counter arguments. It no longer needs doing, which is a good thing because of the price. Now, how much do you think it would have been to pile this? A few of you have put your thoughts in the comments of the previous video, but none of you have put a price to it. In fact, a couple of people did actually, to be fair, thinking about it. But how much do you think I've been quoted for this? I'll go into it later in the video. Yeah, so solution's been found, all parties are agreed, we can play forward. So what I'm going to do now is to go into a bit of detail as to why all this extra work needed to be done in the first place. Talk about the building regs, what is it in the building regs that meant all these alterations to the footings needed to be done because of the proximity to this. So maybe you think that you've got a job coming up, you're thinking about having an extension or something, and you've got a tree in your garden or a bush or something similar to this. You're thinking, oh right, what does that mean for us then? Well, I'm going to go into detail now what it might mean for you. I'm going to let you know where to find all the information that you need, so you can go into it as prepared as you can be. And yeah, now I do realise that that information isn't for everybody. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the time at the bottom of the screen now. Just skip to that time in this video and you'll bypass all that. But if you do think you're going to find it interesting, stick around and I'll go into it now. And then, yeah, then we'll crack on with the day. Right then, see you in a bit. So what's our issue here? Well, the issue is that quite simply we've got a birch tree that's in too close a proximity to the footings. Building inspectors picks it up and he's just gone straight to the NHBC website, looked at the charts and says you have to comply with this. Now, NHBC website is obviously free to anybody and it's all the information's there for you to see. So if you're having some work done or you're thinking of it, you maybe have some kind of tree in your garden and you want to know whether that's going to have some impacts, because this could be a costly thing if it is. So I do suggest that if you have got something in your garden you're quite worried about it, by all means look it up. NHBC website, section 4.2. You go onto that and you'll see the first chart, one of the first charts you'll come up against, and it's got high volume change potential soil and high water demand tree. That's that particular chart. But what does that mean? Well, quite simply, you need to find out what volume of potential soil shrinkage you've got in your area of the country, and whether the tree in question is of high, moderate or low water demand. All that information is on this website. So in this particular case, we're after a birch tree. So if you don't know what kind of tree you've got, take a photo of it, you can bring it for your phone, look on Google, you can find it really easy. As soon as you've found out what tree it is, go onto the NHBC website, again, section 4.2, and you'll find the chart listing all relevant trees on there. And it will tell you exactly whether it's medium, high or low water demand. So in this case, as I say, it's birch and we are moderate. So now we've got that, we need to find out what kind of soil that we have in this part of the country. Again, same section, the same website, scroll down and you'll find a map of the country. And all you do, it's in bands, it's all sectioned off into bands. Once you've found out where you are in that country, in this case it's the West Midlands, you will see that it's 100 millimetres potential shrinkage there. So you've got that. Right then, what does that mean? Again, same website, same section, and you'll find this chart. And this chart clearly says that for that amount of shrinkage, it is a moderate area. So we go back to our original charts and we find the chart that says the medium volume change potential and moderate water demand tree. That is all the information that you need. Once you've got that chart, you work off that. And as you can see on there, it's got along the top, the heights start at 8 metres. Now this, what we've got, is only 2 metres. So whether this is any relevance to us at all in the first place, I don't know. Of course, they could argue, well, if you just let it grow, it will grow to 8 metres and beyond or whatever. So it's not an argument I was willing to get into. But it says there quite clearly, if you're within 1 metre of the tree, your footing needs to go down 1850, 1.85 metres, right? But from metres 1 to 2, it can be stepped up to 1650. So that's what the building inspector has let us done. Effectively, there's the tree, and where our footings are, we've got to go down for 1 metre, and we are down 1850. But the second metre, we can step up to 1650, and then the third metre, and so on and so forth until we're back up to our desired 1 metre as normal. But our footings are like so. Our tree is here, so we've got to repeat this process in both directions, and that is all we've got to do. Now the reason why this is a good way of doing it is because piling, which was the other option, which I thought the whole thing needed to be done, because initially I thought that the entire footing needed digging down to 1850, which is a big undertaking. The piling for this was £12,000 plus VAT. So spending a couple of days just digging that out and getting that right is a lot cost effective. However, now we can't have a solid floor with a suspended floor, so we're going to have to do a block and beam floor. So that's an extra cost on top. However, doing this way has eliminated the piling. Now, you can't always do this, because if you were to have a conifer in the garden in this kind of proximity, I think you're going to go down 3.5 metres, which isn't very viable. So piling might be the case. It is costly. So by all means, go through that website. All the information's there, and make sure that before you start the job, you know exactly where the hidden costs are, if possible. So do as much research as you can on that, because we've come a cropper on this, but it's all right. It's minimal really for what it is, but you might find it different. So I hope you found that useful. Right, let's get back to it. Right then, now I'm down the hole. First thing I've got to do is get rid of as much water as I can out of there. I might as well tip it into there now and let that fantastic land drain take it away, because it's doing such a fantastic job, isn't it? Then I've got to clean out this bit of a collapse, and when I start digging, I've got to start shoring it up as I go, which means bye-bye doggy ramps. Got to reclaim them. And then I shall take a measurement from there down to where we are, and see how much more we've got to take out, and then I'll start digging. Now, if I can offer you 2 bits of advice at this stage, if ever you're working in wet, soggy, clayey footings like this, number 1, leave your car keys over there. Put them on the side somewhere nice and dry where you know where they are. Don't have them in your pocket. If they fall out, you won't know about it. They go in here, boom, they're gone. Don't ask me, I will know that. And secondly, use the cheapest tape you can get. This is Amazon. I think they were £7 for 3 or something like that. Now, I know a lot of you like to use your Super Fandango tapes, and yes, there is a place for them, but not when you're working in here, because I don't care how good you think your tape is, it will not. There's no extraction system for this shit getting in it and just completely ruining it. So don't bother, get yourself a shit one. There, you've been told. That's all done, sort of. Put the tape onto the floor, and we are, as you can see, 1300. We need to be 1850. So, well, simple maths, isn't it? Let's get digging. Right, I've had a bit of a sludge session. There's 2 reasons why I'm filming this. Number 1 is to show you what I've done, how far I've got down. And number 2 that it's 2 o'clock and Scott Mills is on radio 2. It's an absolute pleasure to turn the radio off. So let's see where we are. Now we want to be level with that. So I think top of that is a fair one to go to. And down to there. Oh, a bit more. Shaky, shaky. We want to be 18. Oh, hello. We want to be 1850, and we are there, all but a scrape out. Excellent. So I'll tidy that up then. What's that there? Its deepest point, that is about 300. So tidy that up, and then go down to that depth, all the way to there, and that's us 1 metre in either direction from the tree down 1850, and then we can work on our 2nd metre depth, which we'll go into in a bit. Great. And I think the decision to hold off this morning and not run into work has paid off. Stopped raining not long after I got here, so it's been a late start, but it's worked out for the best. So we dug this out. Oh, more falling in luck. Oh well. So I've dug this out now, all the way around to there, and we are shaky, shaky. Sorry about this, everybody. 1850 is a magic number, and we are, where are we? There's 18, and there's 50. Okay, so we're happy at that. Granted, that does need a bit widening at the bottom, but I'm trying to keep a bit of structure to it, stop it falling in there. But it is quite deceiving because that's fell in there, look. So the line is actually here, but it still needs a bit shaven off at the bottom, which I'll do when I've got some boards tomorrow to shave off, to shore up even. So now we can go to our 2nd metre away from the tree behind me, and that magic number is 1650. Right, it's getting dark now. I'm steaming, and not in a good way. I'll turn you around, I'll show you what we've done, and I'll show you what the plan is for tomorrow. Right, it's very dark, but hopefully you can see. So a metre at 1850 going that way, and then we're slightly more than a metre at 1850 going that way. Then our next metre after that, from 1 to 2, which is to this point, is supposed to be 1650. Now I think I'm about there. I haven't got a proper measurement yet. I'm going to bring my laser level tomorrow and do it properly. And then after that, it is 1450, I think, for our metres from 2 to 3. But I think, again, we're there because that's a metre down, following that across, and that is definitely more than 450 up. So I think we're there. Every other metre after that is obviously higher, and then we're obviously well in. So I think we're almost there. I think informed the building inspector that we're ready, and he says, "Oh, just send a video." So I'll make the video tomorrow, do it all, and then we'll see what he says, and hopefully we'll be able to book some concrete in. Right then. Anyway, on to tomorrow. I've done the obligatory dig out of the falling overnight. It's got a bit sludgy as well, so I've tried to scrape that as back as I can, but I can't really get rid of that. It's going I'm just going deeper and deeper every time I try and get it out. But take a measure to the end of the footing, and we are, as you can see, there's a metre, so we're over 1100 actually. So that's cleared our first metre, and as we come across, we've cleared our, where's 2 metres? There's 2 metres, look. So we've cleared that, and obviously that's 3 metres and beyond. I've got a laser level set up. I've took that brick out from where we were measuring from yesterday, and as you can see, if you just eye that through, I think that's a fair point to measure across from. It's just below the bottom of that tree. So we'll take a dip now and we'll see where we are. Right, as I say, it's a bit sludgy. It's a bit difficult to do on my own, but there's our line, look, and that reads 1880. So more than enough there. So we're happy with that. So let's see what our second metre is. If I can do it, excuse me for a second. Shaky, shaky. We need to be 1650, I think. And we are just over 16, so we've got a little bit more to take out of that. 45 mil, just to take out of that from there to there, and then we're good. Then our third metre, which was a bit of a guess yesterday, that's going to be 1450. Oh, you see that there? 1445. So just a scrape off there, and then we're good. Then obviously everything past that is higher, so we'll be good there. So 45 mil out of that, scrape that back, and I reckon we're good to get the building inspector back. Excellent. Okay, that's had a scrape that bit as well, and we are, would you believe it, look at that, 1650 or 1648, 2 mil. Right, well, I ain't changing that. That ain't good enough. We'll think of something else. And here we are, what's that, 1455, so we're under there as well, or over, whichever way you want to look at it. So, and obviously that goes that way level, so we're well within the realms and the criteria of that chart. Yeah, make a video now. I've got to make a video, as I say, for the building inspector, because even though they've caused all this stink, he doesn't want to come back out and see it. He just wants to see a video or some pictures, which is mental, isn't it? Because I've got to fake the pictures. I mean, they faked Jurassic Park in 1993. I'm pretty sure I could fake a hole in the ground in 2022. But yeah, I thought he'd want to come back with bells on, with his tape measure, making sure we've done it right after all this. But no, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to make the journey, so that's what we're up against, isn't it? The more I think about it, look at these roots here. We're 400 mil out the ground from the tree, so these roots come down to there. But that concrete, it's only going to go to there. So it's, I don't know, best not to use your own brain in this sort of situation. Just do what they say and get on with it, I suppose. But there we have it. There we have it. So we'll see what he says, and then hopefully that's that. Okay then, video's been made, been sent to the building inspector. 2 ticks, haven't gone blue yet, but I just checked it in a little typing thing that comes up on WhatsApp. That came up, then it went again. So we're in the dark. So I'll potter around now, do what else I can do while I'm here. Wait to see what he says. Hopefully it'll be good news, and I can book some concrete, and we can finally get something done. We shall see, we shall see. Yay! Ticks went blue, but not the air. It's approved it all. So we're cracking on now. We're cracking on, waiting for the concrete. Obviously I had to cancel it from yesterday, so now we've got to phone them back and see where the next available slot is, and then we'll go from there. The one thing I haven't showed you yet is that we have to line the internal walls of the footings where they go below 1500 with what's called Claymaster. Now it's a special kind of matting or a sheet that you put up against, as I say, the internal face of the footing. Now it used to be, I was told, that you can use polystyrene, but you can't use polystyrene now. You have to use this very special stuff, which I'll show you now. And this is it. Now remember that the building inspector said that you used to be able to use polystyrene, but you can't now. You've got to use this, as you can see, whether you can or not. It's got a bit of pink tinge to it. So remember, it's not polystyrene. Alright, so that, alright, that isn't that isn't polystyrene, because you can't use polystyrene anymore. You've got to use this stuff, which is about 40 quid a sheet. All right, not polystyrene. Very, very special, important stuff. Not polystyrene. You know when you buy some stuff and you're told to buy it because you've got to buy it, and it does a certain thing, and that's what you've got to do to appease everybody, and you buy it and you just think, what the f is that? It's not polystyrene, no. It's not polystyrene. It's not polystyrene for 10 quid a sheet. No, no, it's Claymaster for 40. Right, it is what it is. Got to be done. There we have it. Right then, I'll turn you around. I'll show you quick something else, and I'll let you get on with your afternoon. That's it really. I was going to show you the rest of the footings. I'm not going to get this out now or bail this out because it's going to rain between now and the concrete coming, so there's no point. What I'll do, I'll put the concrete in for the afternoon, and then that morning get it all out and get it all nice and dry, and well, dry as I can, scraped out, nice and neat, blah blah blah. But as it is, I'll short that bit up there best I can, prepare myself to come back and dig a little bit more out, and then that's it, all done. Dig out finally complete. Right then, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. There we have it. That's basically an insight into what can happen, what can get thrown at you on these jobs. But hopefully we are over it. So yes, next video, concreting where there's actual progress, no problems, just solutions. Remember that. Right then, have a great time until we see you next, and take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.